Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI. Welcome. We trust that you guys are great. We trust that you guys have had a great weekend and ready for some pace and power for this new week. Let us know how you guys are doing wherever you're joining us from. And as you come on the live, folks, share the broadcast, smash that emoji button, and remember, guys, to partner with us as well. We're a little behind, folks. We're still trying to catch up with some bills from last year. We're a little behind, so remember to partner with us, an important part and feature of our program. But good to see you, Beatrice Selby and Yolanda Thomas, Fennel Innes, Karen Black. Great to see you guys. I'm happy that you guys are here with us. You know we love to spend this time with you in the morning. We love. Claire Alexis Chomley, we're happy to have you here. Claire, how is this new week treating you? How has it started? We hope it's great at your end. Out front parts. Good to have you here, Edward Brooms, and all the other guys who are joining us. We are delighted that you folks are here with us. You know, it happened no other way. No other way, good people. None other way. We're going to get behind the scenes for a second, guys, and we encourage you to share the live and smash that emoji button as we do the same as well. Great to see each and every one of you. It's a bright day outside, a big bright day outside. We trust all is well at your end. All is well at your end. Good to have you here. We're going to ensure that we share the live. We smash that emoji button, folks. And if you could partner with yourself, we do that as well. Good to have you here, wherever you guys are joining us from. I see you there for Tia Phillips and Donna McDonald. We see you there. We're happy. Folks, the 30th day of January already. Can you imagine it? Can you believe it? Don't waste time with the shares. Please. Can you imagine, guys? Do you think time waiting for us? Things are moving on in spite of us. That's why we got to do what we got to do while we can do it, good folks. While we can do it. We are super happy you guys are here with us. We trust that you guys have had a great weekend. You all did anything special over the weekend? I got in some laps in the park, I can tell you that. I was aiming for 5 laps, but folks, on the 4th lap, the tank was empty. The tank was empty, and then I got in some R&R with some family in Babis over the weekend. Yeah, we got in some rest and recuperation there, a little bush cooking, played some bingo. It was a great weekend. All things being equal, guys, it was a great weekend. Wherever you're joining us from, whichever page you're coming through live to us on, we are happy that you guys are here with us. Do share the live, guys, and we trust that you guys have had a great weekend as well. We really trust that you wonderful folks had a great, big, fantastic weekend as well. We are ready, guys, ready to go. Quite a few things to share with you guys this morning. We're going to be talking about this big bluff of a budget. We're going to be talking a little bit about that, about this big bluff of a budget. And folks, we've got some visitors. Letitia Wright is here. Yep, our very own Guyanese Black Panther superstar is here. And them boys hugging she, boy. My Lord, we can't get a minute. Can't get in a minute with Letitia Wright. Can't get in a minute with her. But these guys here, my Lord. There's apparently she came for a private meeting. But if you get a chance to see her, guys, say hello for us. And tell her we want to see her too. Tell Letitia Wright. We want to see her too. We'll be talking a little bit about that later on in the program, guys. But we're happy that you wonderful, beautiful folks, that you all are here with us. We are super happy that you folks are here with us. We know you all have already come on and jump in the comment section. You know, if you all would share the live with the speed that you all jump in the comments with the better people. Paulette, good to see you. Michaela Andrew Coates, and I see Jamor Marcus is here as well, and all the other folks joining us. If you all jump in the live with the same speed, we can do much better. Candy Linda Jeet, good to see you, and Isabella Butters, Jamor Marcus, and Tommy Gibbs, and Roxanne Aaron. Great to see each and every one of you. Jennifer, Bob, we see you there. Ayabo Natasha Congress, we see you as well, Ayabo. And all the other folks who join us, we are super happy. Magna Barrow, we see you there as well. Folks, pull up a cup of something with us. Drop a cup of something with us this morning. Drop a cup of porridge. pull up a cup of coffee, tea, Milo tea, tea bag tea. Pull up a cup of something with us this morning. We are happy you folks are here with us. Roxanne, Shanetta, David Edwards, good to have you, and Leon Blair, great to have you guys wherever you're all joining us from. Quite a few things to share with you guys this morning. I think we're going to have a go at it, but great to see each and every one of you wherever you guys are joining us from this morning. We are delighted, good people. We are delighted that you guys are here with us. Delighted. We have it no other way. We love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, folks. We love it, love it. Welcome each and every one of you. If you're now joining us, you're in the right place. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Loretta Argyle is here. Elizabeth Howard. Tommy Gibbs is here as well. I have Natasha Congraves is here too. Romel Gonzalez is here as well. Folks, happy Monday. It's the 30th day of January. We're running into February already. I know you guys started the year with some resolutions. How that going for you all? How those the year resolutions going for you all? You started with some hopes, some dreams, some aspirations. Folks, we hope that you're chasing them down. Folks, time are waiting for nobody. Time are waiting for nobody at all. Good to have each and every one of you. Warren Figuera, good to see you, sir. Welcome on the live. Cheyenne, Alicock, good to have you here, Cheyenne. Ziggy Brutus, good to have you too, Ziggy. Charlotte Fortune is here. Samuel Jukes is here as well. Warren Figuera, of course, and Loretta Argyle. Paul Hicks is here as well, guys. Good morning to each and every one of you. Hit that emoji button. Let us know how you guys are feeling out there where you are. And those of you who are joining us on YouTube, we so appreciate you guys. The tubers and the folks who are joining us on Twitter. Yes, you even the set who come to peep and go down with your business without saying anything, or even smashing that emoji button. We're happy that you folks are here with us. It's quite a weekend we've had. Magnell is here. Winston Granada is here as well. And I see a Facebook user. Good to have you too. Tabitha Maynard. Great to have you. Tabitha and June Cameron. Evelina Whitaker is here too. Paul Hicks, of course. Stan Bourne, of course. And we have Donna Joseph. Great to see you, Donna. All the other guys who join us. Guys, we are about ready to get into the morning papers, and we really trust that you folks are as well. I think the first headline we're looking at, folks. First headline, this is what it looks like. First headline, man fire shot, Good Hope Bar. You know, some people are concerned. They said the report says he went berserk. You know, how some people get a gun license? I think he said it was his friend's gun. Right, well, he's in police custody now. Now I'll teach him a lesson. He's in police custody now. Listen, man fires gun in Good Hope Bar. It's all kinds of things we're seeing these days, folks. All kinds of things. You think it's easy? It's not easy. not by a long shot. One headline says, patron fires gun, scamper to safety. Patrons hit the floor and scamper to safety as man goes berserk. Firing shots in East Coast, Demwara Bar, yeah? That was a Good Hope, as we said, folks. It was as Good Hope. They're telling us a 33-year-old man from Bell West, that's in Region 3, Kamfar, was on Friday arrested and by police on the East Coast after allegedly discharging a loaded firearm in a bar in Good Hope. And that's what they're telling us. Yep. They said he is a cousin of a businessman of said bar, and discharged licensed, the businessman rather is the licensed firearm holder, and they were at the bar consuming alcohol when the suspect, who had his cousin's firearm in his possession, took out the pistol from his waist and discharged shots in the air. Folks, if it weren't so serious, it'd be deadly funny, you know, because them boys will say when the liquor hit him. When the liquor hit him, right? Too many guns in the tongue, barreling the Dragonaires. Too many guns passing around, right? And it depends on who you know. You can get to have scotch-free. Out front parts, Sabina Jacobs, depends on who you know. Tommy Gibbs, Marlon Thomas, Amelia Dennis, you could get off scotch-free, right? Scotch-free. On this evening's program, we're going to be talking about the young man who had that terrible incident with the police a couple of weeks ago at Providence Police Station. He's still waiting for justice. He's still waiting for justice. We can be talking about that on the broadcast tonight. He's still waiting for justice. Yeah, but we hope in this instance here, we hope that justice is served. We hope justice is served. This is the other headline we're looking at. Another headline that we're looking at. This one says the Guyana Organization for Olympics Organization, rather, Guyana Olympics Organization, they have a AOG, an election that is imminent. They say haven't had an election in a little bit, and you know, K. Juman Yasin has been the president for the Guyana Olympic Association for a little while. And I am not going to pronounce on whether he has been a successful president or not. That is for the members of the club to do. But I feel like these associations, these clubs and so on, they ought to change, you know, they ought to have maybe a presidential limit. You serve a 2-term, and then you go to passion. You get some fresh people come in and move things along. See, and Rodney, ought to be that you get a term limit, a 2 terms, a 1 term, a 3 term, and then you get some fresh folks. We got a lot of organizations in this country got, you know, one person at the helm for 25, 30, 40 years. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time, folks. That's a lot of time. Good to see you there, Ingrid King, Rowena Williams. We see you as well, Rowena. Sharon Glenn Roberts. We see you too. Sean Rodney, Annette Cummins. We see you as well. Candelina Najit, Marilyn Thomas. Right? Marlon Thomas, we see you there as well, Marlon. Yes, some folks have been at the helm of some organizations and some entities for a very long time. For a very, very long time. Maybe in some instances, you get some term limits. Just maybe. That's one of the headlines we are following in the morning papers this morning. Here's another one, guys. Here's yet another headline that we are following as well. Another headline we're following. Supreme Court employee at Saudi jail for perverting the court of justice. Well, this one, folks, was a little tingish. Perverting the court of justice, the course of justice. Right? This how some file jackets go missing and case jackets go missing. Perverting the course of justice. Right? Well, the reports we read didn't go much more behind that, and stating it plainly. Perverting the course of justice, and this is a Supreme Court employee, Sunny. Supreme Court employee at Sunny, and jailed 3 months for perverting the course of justice. Yep. Believe it or not. That's how it goes, you know. And we've got to turn our face against corruption in this country. There's a 39-year-old female, right? Marino Passad called Miriam, and she's of Joanna Cecilia. And they say here it's pertaining to the death last year of 25-year-old Arvin Tulsi, also of Joanna Cecilia. And of course, Marino Passad, again, was charged with perverting the course of justice. But I like how those little fishes run out. I like how they allow the little fishes to, you know, by the bait. And them boys could say, oh, we are against corruption. We are against nepotism. We are against perverting the court of justice. But when it comes to the big fishes, as I saw Marlon Thomas said there in the comment section, right? Your file end up at the DPP waiting legal opinion for months and years. Correct is right. Right. Ramez Hack, good to see you. Ramez, good to see you, good to have you. Annette Cummins, great to have you as well, Annette, and all the other folks who are joining us. Yep, I like how this allow some of the little ones to pass. And then the big ones, folks, the big ones is left back. The big ones left behind. This is not a headline we're following. Not a headline we're following close to where you guys are. And this was a letter to the editor in the daily newspapers talking about how the cost of living going up How the cost of living sky high. And that's one that we saw. Talking about how the cost of living sky high. Right? He sent a letter to the editor in one of the morning papers. And here's some of what this letter writer said. I spoke with a farmer from the Essequibo coast who said he is being paid $90 a pound of plantains. The letter writer said he spoke with a farmer from the Essequibo coast, and the farmer is paid $90 per pound of plantain. This very item is being resold at the markets for as high as $300 a pound of plantains. Even at Perica, the letter writer says, even at Perica. The letter writer goes on, why the government cannot get involved with transportation of these produce from farm to market so that vendors will have no excuse for taking advantage of the situation. And finally, the writer says, editor, it is my firm opinion that this government will not intervene to alleviate the high cost of living that thus prolonging, they will not intervene to alleviate the high cost of living, thus prolonging the high dependency of the poor and vulnerable on handouts. Yep, creating a dependency. I feel like this letter writer onto something. Alison Jones, Desiree Simon, Liverpool, Tessa Waterman. I feel like this letter writer onto something. They want to keep you dependent. Jacqueline Johnson. They want to keep you. On life support. Warren Figuera. That's what the letter writer said. Editor, it is my firm opinion that government will not intervene to alleviate the high cost of living, thus prolonging the high dependency of the poor and vulnerable on handouts. Yep. This is economic dynamism by handouts. Economic dynamism by handouts. Believe it or not, I'm having some strawberry Taylor Steve, folks. What are you guys having at your end? Warren, what have you started the morning with at your end? And Sonia Sargent and Karen McPherson, how have you guys started the morning at your end? How was the weather too? Annette Cummins, Pamela Viola Cancias. How was the weather where you folks are joining us? And look at this very progressive headline that we spotted in the morning papers coming out of the Vatican. Very, very progressive headline. Look what it says here, that being homosexual is not a crime. That is what Pope Francis says, that God loves the person. God loves the person nonetheless. Being homosexual is not a crime. Pope Francis. Some very, very progressive views. And it comments, what are your thoughts? The Pope now wading headlong into these issues. Naomi Drucker, what are your thoughts? All right. Naomi wants to know if the movie star brought this fancy tea for me. Somebody gifted us this tea here at FYI. Folks, and it tastes lovely. It tastes superb, Naomi Drucker. It tastes superb. It tastes superb. What are your thoughts, folks? Being homosexual is not a crime. Pope Francis gets involved now in these hot button issues of the day. Happy we have a progressive Pope. Happy we have a progressive Pope, period. Right? Happy we have a progressive Pope. And, you know, it's interesting to see some of the comments. Right? Joel Ward says she's having a green smoothie. Joel says she's having a green smoothie. A green smoothie. What are some of you guys having out there? Right? What is the green? What did you blend, Joel? Let us know. Joel says she's having a green smoothie. Monomosa is the last dish. Monomosa is the last dish. Naomi Drucker says the Pope gone rogue. Naomi says the Pope has gone rogue. And then Alan Cummins says, like, you don't like bush tea anymore. I love my lemongrass. Naomi, I love my lemongrass, Alan. Magnet Barrow says, Post Francis, destined for hell. Harriet Wilson, Jolly Anderson, good to have you there, Magnet Barrow, and all the other guys who are joining us. Those are just some of what, guys, we've been looking at that's been happening in the morning paper. Just some folks, not plenty. Some of what has been happening in the morning papers that we have been focused on. Just pulling out a couple of the headlines for you folks. Just pulling out a couple of the headlines. And now we want to turn our attention, I think we want to turn our attention to some of the stuff that has been happening internationally. Some of the things that have been happening internationally, I think this is where we're going to turn our attention to as we get into the morning brew. As we start brewing, we're going to be talking about some of those things, guys, that are happening internationally. We hope that you guys are well. That's what we're going to touch on. Folks, take the opportunity and share the live, guys, and smash that emoji button as well. Share the live and smash that emoji button. A lot of things happening, guys, whether it's internationally, whether they're brewing in the region, or whether they're brewing locally. There are a lot of things that are happening. And we're so privileged that you guys are here with us. We're happy that we see Odetta Langhorn is here. Odetta, good morning to you. I see Loretta Argyle is here as well. Good to see you, Loretta. I see Marilyn Thomas and Sharonica. Cummins, good to see you as well. Valletta Brummel, great to see you, Valletta. And I see, of course, all the other folks who are joining us, and wherever you're joining us from, we are super, super happy. Folks, we got some stuff very in the program. You're going to want to stick around and see some of what this administration is doing. Some of the wickedness. Some of the wickedness. Here's some of what's happening, perhaps closer to where some of you guys are. We turn attention to some of the things that are brewing internationally, folks. Some of the things that are brewing internationally. Over the weekend, they told us that archaeologists have found one of Egypt's oldest mummy, if not the oldest one. One of the oldest mummies, if not the oldest one, found in Egypt. Who knew? I thought they have found everything they could have found in Egypt by now of this nature. There have been so many archaeological digs over the years. I said dig up the whole place and nothing is left to be found. And Egypt might just be one big hole in the ground, but still, they're claiming to have found the world's oldest mummy. Right. Well, I thought it was Gail, but now that you tell me it's in Egypt, I thought it was Gail. But that's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. And while we don't have all the details as yet, I'm going to be keeping my ear to the ground to see how old they're dating this one. How old they're dating this one, they said. This may be the oldest. I'm looking to see how old and what else they tell us about this mummy. What else they tell us? We're going to be looking at that. So that's one of the things, guys, we're tracking internationally. A lot of mummies right here. We gotta go for a lot of old mummies right here. We don't have to go far, folks. This is not an issue we're tracking internationally. In Tunisia, the president of Tunisia is trying a bundle of underhand things to maintain power and his grip on power, including proroguing parliament. We've seen that movie before. Undemocratic, proroguing parliament, so the voice of the people cannot be heard. And then arrogating to himself a whole host of power and authority through a new constitution. There in Tunisia. I remember when the Arab Spring started. When the Arab Spring started, didn't it start in Tunisia? Didn't it? Magnell Barrow, June Cameron, Jibo Marcus. I think it started there in Tunisia. But when that started there, folks, I said Tunisia gone clear. Right? We said they're gone clear. Well, alas, it wasn't to be. And they're still in the throes of trying to get a stable, competent government. And the president right now is a one-man show. Well, to ratify some of his new constitutional powers and such and so forth, right? And to elect some office bearers into some places. They had an election recently. The first round of the election got 8.8, I think, % of the electorate. And Tunisia has over 7 million citizens. They got 8 point something of the electorate. I mean, if you look at it in terms of sheer numbers, it's bigger than our population, but still very, very small in terms of the usual turnout of the electorate there in Tunisia. First round, you got 8.8%. Yeah? 8.8% of the electorate, and now he's gotten 11% of the electorate. And the folks there, the opposition there in Tunisia, of course, they're happy with that and saying that the public has been responding to their calls. Right? The notation we have here that says that final results of that election was not known or was not expected until late Sunday evening. And the main political parties there in Tunisia, of course, have boycotted the vote. Right? And most seats are expected to be filled this year by independent candidates. And that's what's happening, folks, there in Tunisia, believe it or not. We got a lot of work to do, at least we get there. A lot of work. Look some of what's happening internationally, folks. Want to give you a sense of what is happening internationally. But take the opportunity, good folks, and share the live. Smash that emoji button. You're going to want to stay to the end of the program. We got some stuff there for you. You're going to want to see what happening. You see, we're showing people the nice parts of this country. The nice parts. A lot of promises not being kept, you know. A lot of promises, wherever you're joining us from. Whether you're joining us on Twitter, you're joining us on the Tube, you're joining us on LinkedIn, Facebook. Share that live for us, folks. Let's start the Monday strong. Smash that emoji button as well, good guys, as we turn our attention to a couple of things that are happening in the region. We turn our attention to a few things happening in the region. Share the live, smash that emoji button, and let me go down the road, good folks. Let's go down the road. Let me go down the road. Lots and lots happening in the region. Lots brewing in the region, folks, and lots happening locally as well. Let's take a look at some of what we've been looking at happening in the region, and maybe close to where some of you are joining us from. Well, CARICOM has put out a very, very strong statement of what's happening in Haiti. Put out a strong statement on what is happening in Haiti, and here's some of what that statement said over the weekend, that the CARICOM community is deeply concerned. They say that the contrasting incidents involving the Haitian National Police indicate the severity of the challenges that the police force face, as well as a further breakdown in security in Haiti. Yep. While West over there, CARICOM strongly condemns the killing of police officers and express condolences to the families of the officers who lost their lives in the line of duty. CARICOM says the anger and dismay of the police at the gruesome killing of their colleagues. 78 police killed since July 2021, and 14 to date this January alone. 14 in January alone. Right? are shared by all. The grief, the dismay, the anger, CARICOM says, is shared by all. However, abandoning the role of the security forces to protect every citizen and to maintain order further destabilizes the country. The protest action by members of the police service against the Prime Minister cannot be condoned. That's what CARICOM says. And CARICOM urges the members of the Haitian National Police to safeguard peace and order and refrain from actions which would only serve to foster even greater damage to the country and its people. So, folks, things are very, very grave. Very, very grave. Very, extremely grave in Haiti. And those of you who are people of faith, you're praying for Haiti. It's a sister CARICOM country. And I think we gotta move beyond statements. We gotta move a little beyond statements. Gwen Anderson, Dolly Anderson, all the Andersons, all front parts. Sank White, is it Sank? I hope so. Donna Fresco, we gotta move beyond statements on Haiti. Violence going out of control there, folks. Going out of control there in Haiti. And this is not a headline we're looking at in the region. Not a headline that we're looking at in the region. And this is coming out of Jamaica, right? In which a Minister of Government is lamenting, bemoaning, the headline says. What's happening in the schools, he said, it's become a battleground. Become a battleground. And we're picking this particular story out of Look News, Jamaica. The notation says that while bemoaning that schools have become a virtual battleground, where it is no longer just school children who are involved in violent conflicts, but also teachers fighting against students who attack them. The Justice Minister, Delroy Chuck, says that restorative justice in schools, plural, is greatly needed to resolve such festering issues. I said I could just pick up Gail and just drop it down in Jamaica. This is the Justice Minister. Restorative justice in schools is greatly needed to resolve such festering issues. The conflicts in the school system. And we have quite a lot of that here that needs to be addressed head on. But in here, Justice Minister, which is probably equivalent to the Attorney General. You're hearing the kind of language and concern out of them. And I think we're pretty much at that level, And we saw some of it just about a week ago. Battlefields, that's what he says. The schools have become battlefield. Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck of Jamaica. Agree or disagree? The schools have become battlefields. Yep, that's what the fella says. Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice there in Jamaica. Julian Myers, agree or disagree? June Cameron, Marilyn Lorimer, agree or disagree? Anne-Marie Selby, Yolanda Thomas, Roxanne Gary, agree or disagree? Agree or disagree? But we're coming in the 592 now. Lots going to be happening at our end. We're coming in the 592, good folks, and lots happening this side of the Atlantic in the 5-9 of the 2. A lot of things happening. Lot of things happening. A lot of things brewing in the 592. Guys, we are having for breakfast. We are having for breakfast. I'm taking some gulps here of this tea. Some gulps. Our thoughts and prayers, guys, as we turn our attention to some things that are brewing locally. In Kanji, it was a horrific scene over the weekend. They said a car, an SUV, plowed into a group of people. And one person is dead as a result of that. Yeah, that's what they're telling us, a car plowed into. A group of people there in Kanji, I think they were at a wedding house. Several of them sustained severe injuries. And of course, this was Kanji East Babis quarantine. You know, that's the state of affairs. It says this guy rammed into a group of persons outside a wedding house in Canefield Village, East Kanji. Yep. Carnage on our roads persists. That's what the weekend was. One dead as a result of that, and several a car plowed, run into a crowd of people. Let me put it in that way. Ran into a crowd of people. One dead, several injured, Kanji. On the quarantine, folks. On the quarantine. That's how it went down there. Our thoughts and prayers go to those families of the hurt, the injured, and the deceased. Our thoughts and our prayers. Thoughts and prayers. And then the police force fraternity, and all of us who knew Senior Superintendent of Police Edmund Cooper, we mourned his passing over the weekend. They said this is after prolonged illness. And this was a gentleman who was highly educated, recently accepted the practice before the bar, recently completed his master's degree, and they tell us he was going on to do his PhD in criminology. God seemed to have had other plans for him. Senior Police Superintendent Edmund Cooper and I did our final year law studies together. He wasn't my batchmate per se, but I think he came back in my final year and he was completing some courses. I think that's how I met him. I was always professional, was always a true professional. True professional. I'm privileged to have shared my final year doing law with Senior Superintendent of Police Edmund Cooper. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family. They didn't state what was his medical condition at the time of passing, only to say that he had a prolonged illness. And I'm certain he's going to be missed a lot by his family. Young man, transitioned over the weekend. And that's why I was saying when we started, one of the reasons why, folks, you gotta do what you gotta do. Too many of us marking time, marking time like we're waiting for something. We're waiting for things to happen as against making things happen, putting things in play. And no, here's a fella, professional policeman, who's always on the go, academically, professionally, always moving forward. If you see certificates and other accolades to his credit, a tremendously educated policeman, and I hope more would follow in the stead of Edmund Cooper, qualifying themselves academically at the highest levels too. Thoughts and prayers go out to the Gannett Police Force, all his colleagues and friends, his loved ones, his family as well, his community. Our thoughts and prayers. Of course, then we saw the top brass of the Gannett Police Force with his family over the weekend, comforting them, commiserating with them in this time of the grief. And our thoughts and our prayers go out to his friends and family and loved ones as well. Gone too soon, no doubt. Gone too soon. Yeah. Senior Superintendent of Police, gone too soon. This is another headline we're following. Former President David Arthur Granger has now added his voice to the chorus. Domestic violence. We see it here all the time. This is the other pandemic. Right? He says it's an epidemic. That is what it has now become. Too much of it. Right? And too much of it is left to a man and woman story, and too much of it is left to, I ain't pursuing the matter anymore, and police stop there. And too much of it, police ain't even concerned. Women being beaten up, chopped up, murdered in the most heinous manner. Murdered in the most heinous manner. And to hear the Minister of Social Services during the course of the budget debate last week say, oh, she's sensitive to domestic violence. And when it really matters, she says nothing. When you have some infractions, like the O.C. Rogers issue, she says nothing. Like the Sharon Dasperson issue, she says nothing. And then she comes to the National Assembly and says, oh, I'm very sensitive to domestic violence and we have to do all that we can do. And when you have a moment to say to this nation, this country and this government is serious about domestic violence, they do nothing. It's quite hypocritical, to say the least. It is quite hypocritical. Quite hypocritical. Has an opportunity, does nothing. Kalawashi Buffett. And then come to pull wool over your eyes. Oh, we're so concerned and we care so much. Conveniently, former president says it has now become an epidemic locally. See? Which means it ought to be treated at the highest level with a sense of urgency in arresting where this thing is going. It's horrible. It's totally horrible. Totally horrible what domestic violence is doing in our society. Totally and absolutely horrible what it's doing in our society. Totally, absolutely horrible. Totally and absolutely horrible. Yep. And oh, we're rushing by so fast. Where are we going, guys? Letitia Wright is here, as you know. Star Letitia Wright is here. And as I said when we started, them boys hugging her. You can't get in 2 words. You can't even see her. You can't even see her. And then, you know, this government is so hypocritical. They want to come and lecture us. One Guyana. They want to lecture us and one Guyana. Right? Why didn't they hold one event and you invite opposition and government, you know, to pay tribute to this young lady who has done well and got her flag flying high? Right? And then they come and talk to us, Marilyn Lorma, about one Guyana. Very, very hypocritical. Very, very hypocritical. We wish her the best. See, she's been sightseeing. Went to Kaito Falls, went to Stabrook Market, our iconic Stabrook Market. Gotta clean it up. Gotta clean it up. And then we heard some folks on social media commenting about the simplicity of her dress, you know? Because y'all poor and trying to impress people that y'all got Prada and Gucci and Hilfiger and all the rest of the stuff. Nine West and so on. We poor as hell, but you gotta impress somebody. Right? But here's Letitia Wright. Ain't got nothing to prove. When she stepped on that stage to make her film, she has proven herself. And we so small-minded, we worried about, you know, the simplicity of her dress. Lovely lady. You want dress fancy? You go ahead. You want to dress big and fancy? Go ahead. You know, go ahead and do that if that's what you want to do. I'm not vexed at you. You know, I saw some comments attributed to the vice chair of Region 7, Kamal Prasad, and I thought she really captured succinctly her thoughts on this foolishness. And here's what she said. She said, when you know who you are, this is Kamal Prasad, on Dressgate. When you know who you are, you won't have to impress anybody with clothes. It's messed up how some people out there judging this remarkable young lady for her simplicity. She's an icon, made it to the biggest screens across the globe. She impressed the world with her talent, hard work, and she seems very humble and very comfortable in her authenticity. This is the Vice Chair, Kamal Prasad, beating and teaching. The Vice Chair says that young girls and women need real role models whose focus is not merely on makeup, twerking, and outfits. She goes on to say, I swear some people focus on the wrong things, and it shows. And she ends by saying, go Letitia, you're brilliant. You're a brilliant beauty, and I support you. I love it. You see? Poor people always got a point to make, you know. We ain't got it, but we got something to prove to people. We want the most expensive clothes. We want the most, you know. We just different, boy. We just different. We just different. But we're happy to see Letitia right home and getting in some of what is Guyana, getting in some of that. I saw some comments on Twitter as well, where they said a particular lady from some tourism entity, then every photograph, saw some young people complaining, every photograph every photograph. Yeah. That's some of what's happening, folks, locally. Welcome home. Welcome to Guyana, Letitia Wright. Welcome. And the big issue, folks, the big issue this morning is the bluff budget. The big issue is Irfan's bluff budget. The bluff budget. I'll tell you why. Because this budget, folks, got so many promises, you know, so many promises, and you find it so hard to believe because, you know, some promises of the last budget ain't fulfilled as yet, you know. Some promises of the last budget, them guys didn't fulfill it yet. But more promises, folks. More promises in this one. And 2 budgets ago, the main promises, you know, monies were budgeted for some projects, some activities. Nothing, nada, to date. And that's why we call this the bluff budget. Right? Has to be a bluff. Has to be a bluff. Has to be a bluff. How many roads? Let's say they're doing the amount of money. This is the 4th budget. This is the 4th budget. Right? And how many roads they say they're doing? So much money have been poured into roads. Every street in this country should be well asphalted, you know, by competent contractors. The amount of money. And, you know, over the weekend we were listening to some concerns of some folks in number 28 village in Bobis. Deer Street, folks, when you see Deer Street, you got some holes knee high. We took a walk around, took a look at those streets. We even spoke with a couple of the residents there who say because of their age and their stage in life, they find it very hard to traverse that street, even though they have to move about. What's interesting is that the previous administration had started work in this area. And it seems as though this administration has just refused to complete it. Flat out refused to complete it. So when Bishop Edgell, for instance, come out and talk about all what they're doing and, you know, the quality of the roads and this big huff and puff about contractors, right? Maybe the contractor can get to the street as yet. Just maybe. Take a look at this street we saw, number 28 Village, West Coast, Babis, and listen to the comments of some of the residents there that we encountered over the weekend, number 28 Village on the West Coast.
Yeah, man. And all this guy around me, for man, they're 88 years, going 89. And this street, very bad. You know how much years me there? The punishment just start go hospital every 14 days, 7 days, and then thing. Really, my trouble with prostrate. And you can't walk, me just got to get one car. A car just come straight and pick me up when the rain fall. Me come up from this. When the rain fall, me can't walk to go to damn day. They might try to carry me tractor, me can't make it with a tractor. Number one, me trouble with them. Me have asthmatic. Me got always get me everything. If me walk from here to them, me got to sit down. And you can't sit down in the mud.
The street is very bad. You can't get to go out, you can't come in. You just got to do them all day. You can't go for go therapy, you can't get to go to church, you can't get to go to doctor. You just got to do them all the time. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. So we need this street to be fixed so we can get to go out, when you wanted to go and come in when you wanted to come in. Because sometimes I have to go play, sometimes I have to go to eye clinic. I can't go because no taxi can come in here. You understand me? So it's very bad, man. Let them try and help us, man. Let them try their best and help us to get the street fixed so we can get to move around. You understand? Because I need my foot, man. I need my foot to walk. God the man 2 foot to walk. You understand? So let them please ask them, let them help us, man. Let them help us.
Yep. The folks say they haven't seen anybody from this administration since they came in, and they want their roads to be done like other places because they're seeing some spanking new roads in other places. But they ain't seeing anybody from this administration. The folks from 28 say they want to see them. They want to see folks from the administration. And you know what else got our attention in Barbados? Over the course of the last week, we heard this issue of the abattoir for Region 6. We were in Region 5 there in number 28 village. In Region 6, we heard, they're talking about finishing an abattoir. Last week during the course of the budget, I think it was Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, about finishing this abattoir. But the residents say that 2 budgets ago, this abattoir was budgeted for, and nothing had happened since then. So they don't know what finishing this abattoir Zulfikar Mustafa talking about, because nothing had happened since. Well, we like to be boots on the ground, and we wanted to see for ourselves. Yvonne McPherson and Nicole Cole, Tammy Gibbs, Vincent Granada, Brenda Bradford. We wanted to see for ourselves some of what's happening there on the ground in this area they have earmarked for this abattoir in Region 6. So we had to take a look for ourselves. Folks, this is valid, credible information. You aren't going to see any place else. But we want others to get the information as well. That's why we encourage you guys to share the live, to smash that emoji button, folks, and to partner with us as well, so we can do more of it. This is what we have a passion for doing. Listen, there was supposed to be a synthetic track in Region 6, a synthetic track, rather, not the abattoir. We can come to the abattoir later on. A synthetic track in another broadcast. We can come to the abattoir. A synthetic track, rather, in Region 6. Apologies. A synthetic track. That's why we say it's a bluff budget. Because promises made 2 years ago, 2 budgets ago, monies that were approved, budgeted for, nothing happening. So they come and say it's the biggest budget ever, $781.9 billion. But where the money going? Where is the money going, folks? Where the oil money going, Seymour George, Debbie Owen Court? So they say this synthetic track has to be completed in Region 6. That's what Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said. Well, we said at least the got be nearing completion. It's 2 years later. It's 2 years later. Folks, we went down there. We want to take a look for ourselves what's happening. Take a look what we saw when we went to Region 6 there to see what's happening with this synthetic track in Region 6. Take a look. Take a listen.
This week, Budget 2023 moves on to the scrutiny of the estimates and expenditures after the recent debates in the National Assembly. The government has been in overdrive in its public relations effort to sell the budgetary measures to citizens. Citizens see the Ali-led administration's budget as a bluff, and the residents of Berviste in Region 6 are very skeptical as they say some budget promises from 2 years ago are yet to materialize. Among the plethora of promises made in past budgets, a synthetic track for the ancient county is yet to commence. When our publication visited the area earmarked for the project, there was no noticeable work in progress at the site. In the region, there have been accusations of corruption, nepotism, and cronyism in the award of contracts. Whatever the reasons for the delay of the project, Berviste residents say this is another example of false promises made by the administration, and the government is not working in their interest.
Yeah. Yeah. And the minister says the work has to be completed. Well, what he should have said is the work has to be started. That's what he should have said. The work has to be started. You see, and that's why we say it's a bluff budget. Because it comes promising a whole host of things, but delivering nothing. So the people there in 28th Village, still waiting for streets. 28th Village, Region 5. The people there, still waiting in Region 6 for their synthetic track. They're still waiting. So what is being done? What really is being done? Where the all money going? Good folks, where the all money going? We returned to the National Assembly this week. Last week was the budget debates. This week we get into the numbers. What the spending where, what was done, where they are. We get into the nitty-gritty of the numbers this week. And so we're not going to have the podcast. You're going to see also some of that happening in the National Assembly. We're going to make way. We're going to not have our podcast, so you can see us questioning them on some of these issues. That's what's going to happen all week this week in the National Assembly. And then by Friday, they're going to pass the budget. With or without us, they're going to pass the budget. They have that one-seat majority in the National Assembly. They're going to pass the budget. With or without us. Only if some of them grow a conscience. And so we are returning to that this week. You're going to want to tune in tonight because we got some additional information to share with you guys on this bluff budget. We got some additional information to share with you guys. Guys, you ain't going to see this in Chronicle, in NCN, DPI, and so on. Valid, credible information. Folks, if this program this morning was of no value to you, don't share it. Don't partner with us. You know what we get. But if you benefited from some way, share the damn live, smash the emoji button, and let me get on the road. Damn it. That being said, folks, that being said, please, important, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well, guys. And please, 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 let me go down the road. Let us go down the road together. Together, good folks. You got a story for us? We got some advertising space for you. For your products, your service, your event, your business. Right there. Right there. Some advertising space for you guys. You got a story for us? 627-6963. 627-6963. We want to encourage you guys, as we've been saying, to partner with us as well, good folks. We're available via Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. It's because of your love and your generosity we can go out there, be boots on the ground, get into those places and see what's happening and come and say, hey, look what them jacobats doing. No roads in 28. Hey, you see? Where the taxpayers' money going? Where the all money going? Look what happening here in Region 6. It comes a synthetic track 2 years later. Budgeted for, money approved, nothing had happened. Is no contractor to give it to the thief it out. Nothing had happened. But we following that. We can get to the bottom of it. We can get to the bottom of it. Partner with us, folks. This is how we do what we do. We're available via Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union as well. And if you guys looking for a good law firm, the Alistair Collins firm, highly recommended, folks. Highly recommended. Here are some of the additional services they can provide for you.
For all your legal document needs and more, the Alistair Collins firm is the place for you. If you are looking to have your statutory declarations done, affidavit of income, affidavit of identity, or guidance replacing your damaged or lost passport or lost license, you need the Alistair Collins firm. They can also help you with tenancy agreements, agreements of settlement, your power of attorney, your last will and testament, and certification of documents. The Alistair Collins firm is located at the Callion Mall, 162 Lamar Street in Georgetown between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of oaths to affidavits and a justice of the peace. You can also call them at 649.
That's going to do it for us, folks. Did we come in too early? Perhaps we did. We're going to run it back once more. I think we came in too early. Here's that ad one more time.
For all your legal document needs and more, the Alistair Collins firm is the place for you. If you are looking to have your statutory declarations done, affidavit of income, affidavit of identity, or guidance replacing your damaged or lost passport or lost license, you need the Alistair Collins firm. They can also help you with tenancy agreements, agreements of settlement, your power of attorney, your last will and testament, and certification of documents. The Alistair Collins firm is located at the Callion Mall, 162 Lamar Street in Georgetown between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of oaths to affidavits and a justice of the peace. You can also call them at 649-6410 or 685-6446 or 503-1451. The Alistair Collins firm. Help when you need it.
Yeah, we got a little excited there and came in a little too early, but that's going to do it for us at this end, folks. That is going to do it for us. It's been a privilege being here with each and every one of you, wherever you all are joining us from. Mona Moses, I see Ingrid King is here. Glenford Gordon is here as well. Unfun Pass, Dennis Fraser. Good to have you. Yvonne McPherson, guys. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button. Sion Salvatore, good to have you, Sion. And all the other guys who are joining us. Annette Cummins, Yvonne McPherson. No podcast today. We're going to keep things at the National Assembly, folks, and keep you guys informed what's happening there. We're there all week. All week we're going to be there, but we're going to be back for the night program. We are going to be back. Thanks for joining us, Dennis Fraser, Glenford Gordon, Yolanda Thomas. Thanks for joining us. Claudette Bobby Lewis, thanks for joining us. Great to see you, Claudette, Magnell Barrow, and Gwendolyn Anderson. June Cameron, great to see you as well. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe. We're going to see you guys back right here this evening. Remember, folks, share the live, smash that emoji button, partner with us as well. Stay safe.